What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so former U.S. President and 2024 presumptive GOP nominee Donald Trump was in Atlanta yesterday. Apparently, he was in Atlanta because he was attending or planned to attend a GOP fundraiser with some heavyweights to raise money for his upcoming presidential campaign against President Biden this fall. And I think afterwards he went to Orlando, Florida. Maybe he's there now to attend another fundraiser to raise more money. But while he was in Atlanta, he visited Chick-Fil-A. And at this Chick-Fil-A, this was obviously a photo op. It was videotaped and put out there. And at this Chick-fil-A, he talked to the employees there, chatting with them, asking them if they were they're getting rich working at Chick-fil-A. I guess halfway kidding, and he said, the employee said yes. He talked to some of the customers. And I was surprised to see some of the young people there so enthusiastic seeing President Trump, former President Trump. I was kind of shocked at that. And because a lot of the people that were there, I would say, were under the age of 30. And they seemed very enthusiastic toward him. He went ahead and bought the customers and I guess his entourage food. I think he ordered something like 30 milkshakes and food for the customers and for the staff, and I guess for himself on their way to the fundraiser. And he made a joke about knowing the owner of Chick-fil-A, the owner of Chick-fil-A being a supporter of Trump's campaign. Chick-fil-A, of course, is closed on Sunday out of respect for Sunday being a religious day. And they made a joke about Chick-fil-A being the Lord's chicken and being rather delicious, whatever. Now, I know what some people are thinking. Too Raw, you're going to be a hypocrite if you don't go in on Donald Trump for obvious, stereotypical chicken photo op, but you went in on Joe Biden. And yeah, I'm going to say this. It is. It's shameless. It is. It was shameless when Joe Biden did it, and it's shameless when Trump did it. I will say this, though. Trump actually seemed comfortable. For a guy that, and I'm not saying he's not bigoted. Maybe he is. His actions in the past seem to show he was bigoted. But I'll tell you one thing, he seems comfortable around people that supposedly he don't like. I don't know. Biden, on the other hand, seemed like he didn't want to be there. He was not interested. He was sitting there. He wasn't sitting down more than 2 minutes before he was looking at his watch, stammering and stuttering about nothing. That just came off to me as far more staged. Both of them are shameless, absolutely. They are, absolutely. They're both shameless. But Trump did seem to be more comfortable in his environment. I'm just saying. That speaks of something. Maybe he's a great actor. Guess he is a great actor. But another thing that should, I think, bother the Democrats, and aside from all the polling, which time after time after time after time shows that the Democrats are losing support in the black community. What should bother Democrats is, and I think Phil Scott spoke on this, younger black people who are feeling the pain of living in this country at this time with the inflation and the high rents, the cost of living, foods, everything, all the stuff that's going on. infiltration of their neighborhoods and their cities with these migrants and all the things, crime, all the troubles that are going on right now. Anybody that knows my channel from years ago knows that I was a big and continue to be a big Trump critic. The only reason why I don't criticize him much is because he's out of power. He's not in power right now. But the perception from most people is that they feel like they were better off under Trump. Now, is that necessarily the facts? I don't believe so. Because when we was going through, you know what I'm saying, the economic collapse, Trump was president. When we was going through COVID, Trump was president. But people, for some reason, seem to have this rosy view of Trump. And that's going to be dangerous for Democrats. Because young black people who aren't as caught up with the Democrats are good guys, Republicans are evil, you know, mantra that has dominated our culture for so long, they don't think like that. They haven't been taught to think like that. And it's part of the schooling. They're a product of their environment. They haven't been taught about these things. So, hey, Democrats, this is part you're doing. Because in these same schools where you guys, you know what I'm saying, dominate these districts as far as leadership, you know what I'm saying, you allow them to be, you know, these young people who are the core, or the demographic, I should say, that's the core of your party, the core constituency. You know, they weren't taught about the civil rights era much. They weren't taught about certain things. So, it is what it is. Whatever the case may be, they don't look at Trump the same way older black people do. And I know some young people, young black men in particular, and some young black women. When I say women, I mean 18, 19, 20, who are telling me that they're registering to vote and they're going to vote for Trump. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign that Trump has more enthusiasm. I know it's a small sample, but if you look at certain things, it seems like there's more enthusiasm for Trump from young black people than Biden. So, you know, Biden's going to have to rely on a huge, older quadrant of black voters to come out and offset young black people. It's going to have to be historic of 50 and older black people coming out to vote for Biden. And I don't know if that's going to happen. But anyway, this is going to be an interesting election. Tell me what you guys think.